On today's show, Daimler is splitting into 3 independent companies. Toyota and Mazda want someone to give them $1 billion to build a new plant in the US. And we'll take a look at the suspension setup on the new Honda Accord. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show for enthusiasts of the automotive industry. Daimler is going to break itself into 3 different companies. Actually, Daimler is kind of set up that way internally already. But now Mercedes-Benz Cars and Vans, Daimler Trucks and Buses, and Daimler Financial Services will become 3 legally independent companies. However, Daimler will continue to be the holding company that owns controlling stock in them. But by breaking into 3 separate companies, Daimler could potentially unlock stock value in each unit because investors could invest in the company they think offers the greatest growth. Mercedes-Benz Cars and Vans account for roughly 63% of Daimler's total revenues, Trucks and Buses account for about 23%, and Financial Services account for about 13%. A few months back, Toyota and Mazda announced plans to build a $1.6 billion assembly plant in the US to make 300,000 vehicles annually. A site hasn't been selected yet, but the plant is expected to be up and running by 2021. You know, we've wondered why in the world these 2 companies need a new assembly plant. Here's our Autoline insight. They're scared of President Trump. And that's why we're not surprised to hear that Toyota and Mazda are trying to get an unprecedented $1 billion in incentives to build the plant. We think the only way they can get that plant to make financial sense is to get someone else to pay for most of it. Coming up next, Toyota shows off a couple of wild concept vehicles.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems. And by Hyundai, better drives us.
Toyota gave us a look into its future at this year's Consumer Electronics Show with the Concept i, and now it's expanding on that vision with 2 new models in the series. The Concept i Ride is a small autonomous mobility vehicle that, like the Concept i, uses artificial intelligence to talk with the driver and learn preferences. It's also great for anyone in a wheelchair. The gull-wing doors provide a large opening, while the seat automatically slides to the entrance, and it features a joystick similar to a wheelchair that replaces the steering wheel, gas, and brake pedal. And for the last mile of a commute, Toyota introduced the Concept i Walk. The 3-wheeled vehicle is operated via a steering function rather than by shifting of body weight, and also uses AI to engage with the rider. It's equipped with a number of sensors, and if it detects danger, can warn the rider and even steer itself out of the way. Toyota says it wants to have the Concept i on the road by around 2020 and will start testing the vehicle in Japan. You know, we love reporting on specific engineering details on new cars, so let's dive into the new front suspension design on the all-new Honda Accord. Previously, the Accord used a lower A-arm, which you see in purple here on the left, but Honda changed that to an aluminum L-arm design, which you can see in orange on the right-hand side. You know, there's several advantages to the L-arm. When longitudinal forces are applied, the L-arm provides more rearward support. When lateral forces are applied, the input path is channeled more directly into the strut. Also, the rearmost bushing on the L-arm is now fluid-filled. Honda says the new L-arm design reduces NVH and provides a more accurate steering feel. And based on our test drive of the car, we'd say they're right. Tesla has offered over-the-air updates for years, but none of the major automakers can match what it does. But NXP Semiconductors, one of the largest suppliers of automotive semiconductors, just introduced a new platform for connected electric and autonomous cars. Called NXP S32, it's a fully scalable automotive computing architecture. It also has over-the-air update capabilities and is 10 times faster than current platforms. NXP says it can reduce software development efforts by as much as 90%. And automakers are starting to take notice. 8 of the top 15 car makers have already adopted the NXP S32 platform for upcoming models. Coming up next, Catalytic converters need palladium to work properly, but the cost of that material is going through the roof.
Bridgestone's new Ecopia Plus tires are fuel efficient and engineered to give you 20 extra miles per tank.
20 extra miles? Good, because usually I have to stop and fill up there. Hit me, Ben.
Learn more at bridgestonetire.com.
Car sales in Mexico fell last month, but that's mainly because of the big earthquake that hit the country. Ward's Auto reports that sales fell nearly 15%, and yet it was the second strongest September on record. So far this year, sales are off 1%, but Ward says they could set a record because the fourth quarter of the year is always the strongest in the Mexican market. Due to massive demand from the auto industry and a shortage of supply, palladium now costs over $1,000 an ounce for the first time since 2001. The metal is used in catalytic converters, and according to Citigroup, there's going to be a shortfall of palladium over the next several years, by as much as 1 million ounces next year, before it eases to 750,000 ounces by 2020. But while the price of palladium is skyrocketing, platinum, which is used in catalysts as well, is falling fast. For the first time in 16 years, palladium is more expensive than platinum. And with the demand for diesels falling, platinum demand could drop by as much as 500,000 ounces over the next decade. And hey, don't forget to join us this Thursday for Autoline After Hours. Our guest for the show is Swami Kotagiri, the Chief Technology Officer for Magna. The giant supplier is getting into all kinds of new technology, like autonomous cars. And it's the only Tier 1 supplier in the world that assembles vehicles for automakers like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Jaguar. And with that, we wrap up today's report. Thanks for watching. Please join us again tomorrow.